So like I said before, the game was rushed out and the programmers had little to no time to playtest or debug the game. So what was released to the public was a game that froze at times, had unresponsive controls, repetitive gameplay, to name a few. However, the last game on the cartridge was called Cheetah Man. Perry had tried to turn it into a licensed game franchise like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise, but he had failed at that. So what does the game look like on this thing? Well, for me to do a full look at all of them would take forever, so let's do a brief overview of all 52. First up is Fire Breather. This is a two-player competitive shoot-at-each-other game. The game was just horrible. It reminds me of tanks on the Atari 2600, but with worse graphics and bad controls. Star Evil, a space shooter, or what I think is a space shooter. To me, this looks like a really bad version of one of my favorite games for the NES, Life Force. As the game starts, you have to be quick or you'll lose a life crashing into a square. Instead of bullets, you shoot what looks like barbells or dirty Q-tips. Illuminator. Really, this game is just strange. You play as a guy who has to avoid and shoot at all the guys on the screen. But every so often the lights go out, and to turn them back on, you have to shoot at one of them. That's about it. G-Force, GST, or just G-Force. Just another Life Force ripoff, nothing much to say here. Ooze. This game oozes alright. It oozes with trash. The controls are horrible. I mean, you try to jump over a hole, but you mostly end up falling into it and lose a life. The graphics are just bad. Green, where does this game take place? Inside someone's sinuses? Silver Sword. This game is nowhere silver. More like another game with a snot green background. As you walk around with a top-down view and shoot at things, it's just as boring as hell. Critical BP. This is, well, I have no idea what this is. You are circle shooting at other things. You can barely see your enemies due to the background. And what is with the runway? You can't land on it and the stupid game. Jupiter Scope. Another space shooter. But this one you are what looks like a turd who is shooting at flaming turds. Alfredo. Yay, we encountered one of the many flaws with an Action 52. I wish I could show you this one, but the screen just goes black and freezes. Operation Moon, another space shooter, but the one flaw here, besides the obvious ones, is thanks to the background you can't even see if you are shooting anything at all. Dam Busters. You play as a beaver who has to take out your fellow beavers with what you look like shooting turds at them. I really could never figure out what this game was about. Thrusters, another bad space shooter. I have a few things I could say about this, but I really don't want my channel taken down. Haunted Hill. Another crappy platformer with bad controls, and when you shoot at the badly drawn ghosts and glowing skulls, it looks like you're Michael Jackson for Moonwalker, but instead of sparkles, you're shooting out rocks. Chill Out. Yet another crappy platformer. This one looks like Ice Climber, but worse. At least Ice Climber is fun to play, whereas Chill Out is just a bad copy. You have to shoot at the clones with a snowball, but if you fall from any height, you turn into a snowball and lose your life. Sharks. Wow, talk about plagiarized. This one looks like a blatant copy of the second level of one of my favorite Atari 2600 games, Jungle Hunt. So I'd rather play that thing instead. Megalonia, yet another crappy space shooter, and then French Baker. This game looks like yet another plagiarized game. Here it looks like a bad version of Burger Time. You are bakers shooting something at what I assume are baked goods. Atmosquake, yet another crappy space shooter. Well, that was the first 15 games. We got 2 more lists to go, so if you want to grab some popcorn or some beer, the stomach was to come next. Now is the time.